If you're dealing with irregular periods, restless sleep, mood swings, or anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere, it could be your progesterone. You could be dealing with low progesterone. We're going to talk today about natural ways to boost your progesterone. This common hormone imbalance of low progesterone shows up in both younger women that are younger than their late 30s, or those in perimenopause or even late perimenopause or menopause, but that can start as early as your late 30s perimenopause. But here's the good news. There are natural evidence-based ways to support your body in naturally making more progesterone. So today I am going to break down the 5 herbs that can increase progesterone, and at the end I'm going to share key lifestyle tips that will make a big difference in balancing your hormones and boosting your progesterone. So let's dive in. Why does it matter? Well, by the end of this video, you're going to learn why it matters, how you can help that low progesterone. The top 5 herbs you're also going to learn for natural progesterone support, what each one does and how to take them, but always discuss with your doctor. This is not medical advice. And the most effective lifestyle strategies, as I said, to optimize your hormone health and hormone balance. So I'm Dr. Shelley Meyer. Welcome to my channel. I'm a board-certified family physician. I'm a functional medicine doctor. I deal a lot with hormone health with my patients, and I'm a registered dietitian. In my practice and on this channel, I help women like you feel empowered and balanced through every phase of your hormone change. There's lots of different hormone changes, lots of phases of perimenopause. Check out my videos and blog at perimenopause.help for more info on that. Let's start with the herbs. So let's dive in. Vitex. This is my number 1 for progesterone support. It's also known as chaste tree berry. This herb helps your body make more progesterone, not by supplying hormones, but by boosting something called the luteinizing hormone, or LH if you see that on a lab. That tells your ovaries or adrenals later in life to increase natural progesterone. It helps regulate periods, helps boost the declining progesterone that's natural in perimenopause but causes a lot of the symptoms. And why I love it. It helps to regulate, like I said, irregular shorter cycles by helping boost progesterone, reduces PMS and perimenopausal mood swings. Because of its effect on progesterone, it could help to ease the night sweats, which usually the progesterone is at the root of. But an important tip, be patient. It can take 8 to 12 weeks of consistent use to see results. Usually I start on the lower end, about 400 milligrams. You can go up to 1,000, but usually we stick with the lower end. Stick with it for a few months before reassessing, and always talk to your provider about it before you start it. Number 2 is Maca root. So Maca root, it's a powerful adaptogenic herb from the mountains of Peru. It doesn't contain hormones, but it does support the hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis. That's the HPO axis, meaning the communication between the hypothalamus, pituitary, and ovaries. The benefits include better energy and mood, support for estrogen dominance, so helping to balance that between the estrogen and the progesterone, the balance between those. Increased libido, that's a big one for this Maca root. And you want to start low, about 1,500, don't go over 3,000 milligrams usually, and a gelatinized maca is a really great form. Morning or midday tends to work best. It can be a little bit stimulating. I've written blogs on Feminescence version of maca, which is really, really great. Also like Hormone Harmony, because it's a blend that has some of these things in there, and I'll put these in the description. So let's talk about ashwagandha, number 3. Is that number 3? Yeah, I think so. The calming adaptogen that helps lower cortisol. And that matters because high cortisol blocks progesterone production and can impair healthy progesterone production. So see if some of my blogs and videos on cortisol if you feel like you're dealing with that issue. Ashwagandha supports better sleep, less anxiety, improved thyroid and adrenal function. Typically we're using about 300 to 600 milligrams a day, sticking at the lower end usually. Take it at night if you're struggling to sleep, it may help, or in the morning for daytime energy. Sounds strange, but it is an adaptogen, so it kind of can work in both ways. But a heads up, if you have autoimmune thyroid issues or other autoimmune disease issues, I always say talk to your provider, but talk to your provider before using ashwagandha. It can sometimes be contraindicated. So number 4, wild yam. So we're going to clear up a common myth here that wild yam does not turn into progesterone in your body, but it has value in improving your progesterone levels. What it can do is kind of like progesterone would, ease your cramps, support vaginal health, calm the pelvic discomfort, can help to regulate periods, and sometimes even help with the sleep issue. Topical creams made from wild yam contain diasterogen, but again, your body can't convert that directly to progesterone. So we're not talking about actual progesterone creams, even though sometimes they're actually advertised as progesterone creams. If you choose a cream, go with a trusted brand like Emerita or Bezwecken. They have some of the wild yam creams or progesterone creams also. You can also use capsule forms of this 250 to 500. I don't use those very often, but it is an option. Number five, Rhodiola rosea. Last but not least is this powerful adaptogen that helps support your adrenal glands. And that, like I said, with the ashwagandha, that can be very helpful to balance your adrenal glands in order to balance your progesterone. So this herb is great for some of the symptoms of perimenopause that go along with low progesterone, or even low progesterone earlier in life, like mental clarity, getting rid of that brain fog, stable mood, a healthy cortisol balance, and even supporting your liver with hormone detox. It can be helpful for that. So usually we're going to do about 200 to 400 milligrams in the morning, again talking with your provider before you start anything. Another thing, this is another one to avoid taking too late in the day because it can keep you up at night and be a bit energizing. So here's a quick recap of the dosing and the timing. So Vitex, we're usually sticking around 400 milligrams in the morning. Maca, we're usually staying between 1,500 to 3,000 milligrams, usually on the lower end because it is so stimulating, morning or midday. Ashwagandha, usually between 300 to 600 milligrams. Again, talking with your doctor on any of these in the night or in the morning. Wild yam, depends on the delivery method. I would stick to the instructions on the cream. Rhodiola, 200 to 400 milligrams in the morning, usually only. So start low, go slow, and always work with a healthcare provider to find what's safe for you and the best dose. So now, as I said I'm gonna do, let's talk about lifestyle changes that can support hormone balance. No herb can outwork poor sleep, high stress, or blood sugar crashes. No herb, no supplement. So to naturally support progesterone production, try these tried and true changes. Get your sleep under wraps, get it under control. 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Disrupted sleep increases your cortisol and that lowers progesterone. But low progesterone can impair your sleep, so see my other videos on sleep and progesterone. Number 2, stress management. Practice meditation that I talk about so much on this channel, breath work, or simply spending time outdoors in nature in the morning, that can really help. Number 3, balance your blood sugar. I talk about that a lot too. Eat protein, healthy fats, fiber at every meal. Aim for 35 grams of fiber a day and 30 grams of protein roughly at each meal, and avoid skipping meals unless you do well with fasting, and sugar and too much caffeine or alcohol. And then remember that your body makes progesterone from cholesterol. So include healthy fats in your diet like avocado, salmon, nuts, and olive oil. Those are all really helpful. Omega-3s too. Prioritize your gut health also. Poor gut health really impairs your hormone detoxification. Add fiber, get that fiber goal. Do fermented foods, get a quality probiotic going. Those can all be super helpful for hormone balance. So supporting your body's natural hormone rhythm takes time, it takes effort, it takes understanding how you're feeling and what your symptoms are. But these herbs and these lifestyle habits can really make a big difference. I'm not recommending all of these herbs together necessarily at those doses, but just take a look at them maybe individually or in smaller doses together. So start small, track your progress, and be consistent. For even more hormone support tools, check out the links I'm going to put in my description of my most popular blogs at perimenopause.help and my videos. And let me know in the comments if you're dealing with the symptoms of low progesterone. And if this video was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it out for someone who might need help balancing their hormones and their progesterone too. Thank you so much for watching. Also, I do have some free PDFs you can check out in the description. I have some on like checking your hormone levels. I had a video a couple weeks ago. I have a really popular blog on hormone levels and how to really assess your hormone levels accurately. So I recommend checking that blog out and checking out the free PDF, because you can literally have a copy of the information about hormone labs to discuss with your provider and to try to find optimal thyroid, progesterone, estrogen, cortisol levels, and have a reference. So I really recommend that, and you'll have access to my other PDFs too. You just have to join my email list. And I don't spam you with email. I just send you the good things and my blogs and my discount codes and things like that. So it's not, selling your information or spamming you at all. So I really appreciate you being here. I feel like there was something else I was going to say, but now I'm forgetting it. Oh, I was going to say some of the blends. So the blends of some of these adaptogenic herbs really work together in a blend, but they're not necessarily taking, like I said, each of those individually at those higher doses. So the blend I mentioned before, Hormone Harmony by Happy Mammoth, is really great. Guard Balance is really great. It has some of these in there. And it depends. Gaia, it's not a blend, but I like their Vitex Chaseberry. I really like there. So I'm gonna that brand and that single herb. I also like many other great brands or many other products from Gaia, from Integrative Therapeutics, Pure Encapsulations, Designs for Health. I'm going to put some of those in the description though. So I thank you so much for being here, and please let me know if you have any comments or questions, or if you're dealing with low progesterone, what you've struggled with, because we can all learn from each other, and it helps the community. It helps when the community participates and we all contribute and feel like we're not alone. So I'll see you in the next video.